Last video, I said the system lives or dies in daily practice. Diet is where it dies first, and where I rebuilt mine. 30 days of eating nothing but meat changed my body in ways 2 years of optimized nutrition hadn't. I'm not telling you to eat the way I eat. I'm telling you that food is information. Most of us are sending the wrong message. I had joint inflammation, brain fog that wouldn't lift. My doctor called it normal. I was 28. Normal felt like a bad deal. So I started paying attention to what I was eating. Not how much, but what. 3 attempts at fixing my diet. 2 failed in the same place. Here's what the first 2 got wrong. The same system principles from last video apply here. But diet is the daily variable. The one you face 3 times a day. 3 mistakes. I made all of them. They're so normalized that most men don't recognize them as mistakes at all. Mistake 1. Most men consume about half the protein they actually need. Not because they don't care, because the standard meal doesn't center it. Rice and pasta as the base. Protein as the side. The macronutrient that matters most, treated as a garnish. Mistake 2. The low-fat era left a generation of men hormonally underfueled. Dietary fat is a precursor to testosterone production. Remove quality fat from the diet. Watch testosterone follow it down. The connection is direct and measurable. Mistake 3. Disciplined Monday through Friday. Completely different on weekends. The metabolism doesn't adapt on a 5-day cycle. Chronic inconsistency prevents adaptation from setting in. The body never receives the signal long enough to respond to it. The standard answer to all 3? Track harder, want it more, find your why. None of that changes the biological state. The diet didn't fail. It was attempted in the wrong order, before the biological substrate was ready to hold it. The history of how we arrived here matters, because it explains why so many men made the same 3 mistakes without knowing. 1955. A physiologist presents data linking dietary fat to heart disease. The conclusion is accepted without debate. The diet-heart hypothesis becomes the governing principle of nutrition policy for the next half-century. Almost no challenge follows. By the 1980s, governments issue formal dietary guidelines. Reduce fat, especially saturated fat. The food industry reorganizes in months. Low-fat products replace full-fat versions across every category. Dietary fat is substituted with refined carbohydrates and added sugar. Then researchers review the original data. The initial study surveyed 22 countries. 7 appeared in the published analysis. The rest contradicted the finding. Internal documents later surface. The sugar industry had funded research designed to move public focus from sugar to dietary fat. A generation of men adopted a low-fat, high-carbohydrate diet, built on research that had selected its own supporting evidence. The policy lasted 50 years. The biology of hormones, inflammation, and satiety didn't change because the guidelines said to. A 2010 meta-analysis, nearly 350,000 subjects, no significant association between saturated fat and cardiovascular disease. The rise of low-fat processed food correlates almost directly with the obesity and metabolic disease rates of the late 20th century. The hypothesis was wrong. The policy outlasted the evidence by decades, and the men who followed it paid metabolically. Nutrition science isn't neutral. Knowing that permanently changes how you evaluate the next claim about what you're supposed to eat. Here's what the biology actually shows. Food is not fuel in the simple sense. It's molecular signaling, hormonal, inflammatory, neurological. Every meal sends a signal. Protein triggers muscle protein synthesis. Saturated fat triggers steroidogenesis, the pathway that produces testosterone. Refined carbohydrates send a different signal. Rapid insulin spike, energy crash. Hunger returning before the last meal is even processed. Processed food suppresses satiety hormones, leptin and cholecystokinin, that signal to the brain that the meal is complete. Protein and fat trigger those same satiety hormones cleanly. That's not preference. That's receptor-level physiology working as designed. When I moved to high-protein, animal fat nutrition, I stopped tracking calories. Hunger management became automatic. The decision disappeared. The inflammation mechanism runs separately. Joint pain, brain fog, skin reactivity. These aren't isolated symptoms. They share an upstream source. Processed food, seed oils, and refined sugar promote systemic inflammation through multiple pathways simultaneously. Remove the input, the signal changes. 4 weeks in, my skin cleared visibly. The inflammation I had blamed on stress had a dietary source. I had no idea. This is the same cortisol mechanism from 7 videos ago. Blood sugar instability raises cortisol. Cortisol impairs the behavioral consistency you're trying to build. The afternoon crash is a blood glucose event, not a willpower failure. High carbohydrate meals spike, then drop. The body performs exactly as designed. By weeks 7 through 12, the afternoon crash was gone. Morning hunger returned. Digestion settled. The body found a rhythm it preferred. The mechanism worked. But there's a cost to getting here that nobody names honestly. That's what comes next. I tracked calories for 2 years. Accurate, consistent, obsessive. At the end of those 2 years, my relationship with food was worse, not better. 200 calories of seed oil. 200 calories of butter. The number treats them identically. Your physiology does not. The cognitive load of constant tracking accumulates. Every meal becomes a calculation. The cortisol of obsessive monitoring compounds across the day. Social friction, obsessive thinking, anxiety about 50-calorie variances. That is not discipline. That is disorder dressed in a productivity framework. The adjustment phase is the cost no one names honestly. Weeks 1 through 3. Craving cycles, uneven energy. Most men abandon here. They call it failure. It isn't. It's adaptation. The body recalibrating from dependencies it never chose. Discomfort here is evidence of change. I've watched men build elaborate elimination protocols. 20 variables. The complexity feels like rigor. It's fragility. More rules mean more failure points. A dietary system designed for optimal conditions will fail. Most days aren't optimal. The plan was written for someone else. The hidden cost isn't the adjustment phase. It's building a system that requires your best day, every single day. Here's the architecture that held. 3 components, each one built around the biology, not the aspiration, not the best-case scenario. Component 1, a single anchor meal, high protein, high-quality fat, animal-based, non-negotiable. Everything else in the day attaches to this. The anchor doesn't require optimal conditions. Travel, poor sleep, high stress. It runs regardless. Complexity at this level is a failure mode. Component 2. Friction removal at every food decision point. The evening preparation, that means the morning requires 0 choices about what to eat. Food is prepared. The environment arranged so the target behavior is the easiest available option. When the cue fires, the decision is already made. Component 3. Quality before quantity, always. Fix what you eat before measuring how much. Results plateau after quality is locked. Then track. What stays? Animal protein, animal fat, no seed oils, no refined carbohydrates. These produced consistent results. There's no reason to change what works. What evolves? Selective reintroduction of foods I've tested and tolerated. The goal? The least restrictive version that still delivers the results. The principle is more important than the protocol. Anti-inflammatory, nutrient-dense, whole food. The specific foods that deliver that will vary between individuals. More restriction isn't more results. Find the minimum that works and hold it. The same logic applies to every other system you build. A diet should evolve as your data does. Commit to the principles. Stay curious about the specifics. That's not inconsistency, that's applied science. I promised you a master video after the fascia reset, but your habit and dopamine systems had to be fixed first. The container is built. Next, I show you the whole map.